I choose is Nestle and report is all about the CSR analysis about Nestle. While many covers those parts which are corporate governance, business ethics, risk management, sustainable policies. CSR refers to the company's responsibility to customers, the community, and the environment while creating profits and legal responsibility to shareholders and employees. Corporate social responsibility requires companies to go behind um, the traditional concept of making profits the sole goal. I think we must pay attention to the value of people in the production process and emphasize the contribution to the environment, the consumers, and the society. Nowadays, I think everyone is care about CSR. If companies only pursue profits without considering corporate ethics, the business activities of enterprises have become increasingly intolerable to society and will certainly be eliminated by times. In other words, if there is no necessary ethical guidance in the business operations of the enterprise, the business itself will not succeed. Establishing the concept of corporate ethics embodies the concept of attaching importance to human and social elements in business operations. Well, based on the analysis, I found that Nestle is not only to the social and public welfare organizations that donated much property, but the public awareness throughout the whole process of the operation of the amateurs to expand the concept of benefit the beneficiary to associated with the business of all stakeholders, promoted the suppliers, customers, government, and Nestle's prosperity. From the perspective of the structure and methods of managing a company, Nestle's board of directors is highly engaged and dedicated to creating long-term sustainable value based on strong principles of governance and appropriate tone from top. Framework is carefully constructed and continually evaluated and updated. They engage listen and respond to a wide range of stakeholders on a regular basis. The meaningful engagement of stakeholders have helped us improve and set the priorities for our creating shared value strategy. Besides, they applied a product life cycle approach involving our partners from farmer to consumer and behind, specific to the food and beverage business. They focus on water preservation, natural resources efficiency, biodiversity conservation, air emissions reduction, climate change adaptation, and zero waste. In terms of the risk management, they have their own strategy indeed, but it seems to be that is not sufficient enough. Um, Taking the milk powder scandal, for example, on May 25, 2005, in China there was a sample inspection report on the quantity of children's food. Among them, a batch of natural golden growth 3 plus milk powder was found to certain more iodine than the national standard. It is reported that the State Administration for Industry and Commerce has given Nestle 15 days to explain the test results before releasing them to the public. That is, Nestle know about the test result around um, around May 10, but it's never explained nor argued. In terms of the whole event process, its crisis type is typical quantity crisis, which is the most common crisis type in enterprise crisis management. Moreover, because the quantity problem only occurs in a certain batch of milk powder, which involves a relatively small extent, its crisis degree is relatively minor. Therefore, it is relatively easy for natural pharmaceutical to deal with the crisis management scientifically. However, according to the current effect of Nestle's crisis public relations, the crisis has not decreased but intensified. When enterprises find the crisis outbreak factors, they should conduct active investigations, analysis, and summary within the first time, formulating the best crisis solution, and buy time for crisis public relations. Uh, but the natural response is extremely no. Instead of taking the initiative, Nestle chose to stay silent in the face of the fact that quality is not up to standard. The only explanation is our milk powder is safe. In front of the media and the consumers, completely passive eventually lead to the media and the consumers to jointly polish their unreasonable behavior, resulting in a situation out of control. If Nestle had taken the initiative and at some time and announced the immediate recall of a certain batch of milk powder with quality problems, communicated with the media and the public, and won the understanding of media and the consumers, the crisis might have turned around. But in addition to this, Nestle has largely delivered its corporate social responsibility ambition. In the current situation, Nestle's perspectives are still worth looking forward to.